Okay, maybe 30% is too quiet. Let's drop it to 40% for my talking section. Hi, it's me. Dude, it's actually, like, so much nicer starting the stream not immediately having to talk. Like, I don't know, it always felt incredibly awkward previously when, like, I had to... I don't know. I felt, at least, like, if I linked my, like, you know, announcement thing in my Discord before I started streaming, I felt weird, because then I was like, oh, what if someone clicks it and I'm not even fucking live yet? And then it also feels weird to, to have to, like, address my stream and be like, hi, it's me, as I'm fucking linking, an announcement. Hi, though, it's me. I'm here. I'm a little sick. I'm a little ill. Not in, like, the cool way. I gave myself food poisoning last night. I probably should have known that it was gonna get me sick. I like, did plausibly the worst thing you can do if you're trying to avoid foodborne illness. Which is, I don't know, there was, like, not that much to eat in the house. But I decided, like, I had already premeditated what I was gonna eat. Regardless of the quality of the ingredients that were gonna be put into it. And, yeah, so I decided I'm gonna make grilled cheese. Because it's, you know, it's easy and fast. And then I look in the fridge and see that the only cheese we have is mysterious. It's from the deli, so it wasn't labeled, or at least not that I saw. I don't think it was labeled with any sort of expiration or anything. I have no idea how long that cheese has been in the fridge. But within, like, 30 minutes of eating my grilled cheese sandwiches, I was in distress. And I remain slightly in distress, even now. But I'm trying to be a big boy about it, and in stream today for a couple of reasons. One is that it's been a little bit since I streamed, so, you know, if I'm trying to take this seriously again, which I'm not really taking it super seriously, you know. But if I want any sort of air of seriousness, I should probably try and avoid going, like, you know, a week without streaming. That's the rough limit I'm trying to hit, is try and do at least, you know, a stream a week. But hopefully more than that, you know, whenever I'm available. I'm trying to think, is there anything else interesting I did? Not really. Went to the bank today to try and sort an issue with my account. Just the way we set it up, because we set up my bank account when I was like 15, 16 or so. And so it's tied to my mom. It's like, it's basically in my mom's name. It's like her account, but I'm allowed to use it so graciously. So we're trying to get that sorted so that I actually have my own bank account, and it's not in my mom's name, because there are, believe it or not, some problems associated with that. Hey, Dick. And, hey, speaking of which, that's another reason I wanted to stream tonight, is because, I don't know, I feel like better... I feel like it's the right thing to do. To, like, if you have some sort of fun kind of event thing planned, to talk about it at least once ahead of time. I mean, it's very impromptu planning. Like, I just messaged Dick last night and sorted out what we were going to do as far as a SMW ROM hack race. But we're doing that tomorrow, so I thought I should say something ahead of time. Yeah, there you go. Look, we both agree that some level of notification, it's just the right thing to do. All right, let me switch to Hobbit stuff, which means I get to use this music, everyone's favorite. Yeah, there you go. I still don't know what a good volume to put RuneScape music is. Like, the balance I have, it's all fucked up, dude. Like, is 50% good? 50% is where I can start to hear it myself. but that might be a little bit too loud, because, like, that, I mean, that's just how not over-the-ear headphones work, is that I'm inevitably going to be hearing myself far louder than whatever I'm playing, unless I, like, crank my volume personally, but I think I'm, like, near the max. I think I'm, like, close to 100% as far as, what it's on my end. I'm gonna go 40%. I would rather have the music be slightly quiet than overbearing. You know, it's a minor part of the stream experience for me, at the very least. I still can't get over when I still worked at GameStop. I'm gonna try and set up the Hobbit stuff while discussing this. Where do I even save this folder? There it is. I found it. My desktop organization is a little messy after having switched to Windows 10. Because, like, I normally am good about this, in that whenever I know my desktop is going to be disorganized, I take a screenshot of it so that I know where to put all my folders back in their nice and tidy place. But I forgot to do that this time. So my desktop layout is, like, slightly skewed from what it used to be. Which, I still haven't gotten used to. Alright. I'm opening it. I'm getting things ready. I'm being so good about streaming. But, yeah, what I was gonna say is, sure, I have a fucking save point for some reason. Let's load that up. I guess I saved. Yeah, it makes sense. The last time I played this was during races. So I guess it makes sense that, I still have a save spot. Alright, hi, it's me. It's me. I'm here. Oh, I'm gonna start my arbitrary timer even. That's how good I am. I don't forget anything. I'm on top of this shit. Okay. The music definitely feels quiet, but whatever. I would rather have one stream where the music is quieter than it should be than, a stream where I'm, like, nearly inaudible over fucking monkey sounds of the RuneScape soundtrack. Alright. Let me set priority to high, and then I'm ready to do Hobbit. I'm not sure how long I'm going to be doing Hobbit. I'm not sure how long I'm going to be streaming. Like, to find an opportunity where my stomach, was not desperately trying to, I don't know how to put this in a non-vulgar way, remove its contents violently. It was tricky, but I think my stomach's at the point where I'm not in an immediate rush to the bathroom, so that's good. That's good. But, I don't trust it for very long, is basically what I'm saying. So I might have a pretty short stream today, which is kind of why I wanted to do The Hobbit, because, like, I don't know, I didn't want to commit to something that, like, I really care about, so Hobbit is, a pretty good excuse to be live without really having to think about what I'm doing at all. Alright, but yeah, I was talking about GameStop, wasn't I? I was gonna say, I still think it's hilarious that, when I was working at GameStop, one of my coworkers, hopefully I had a clip warp position there, that was really bad. One of my coworkers watched Twitch regularly, and he only, like, exclusively watched, like, the very high ends of Twitch. Like, you know, I asked him what streamers he watched, and there wasn't a single name that I didn't recognize, which says enough on its own, but if you need me to go further, almost every name he mentioned was, like, 10k viewer average or higher. And specifically, this is, like, right around... This is such good movement, dude. I'm proud of myself. This is incredible. I remember it because it was right around the time where Twitch was going through, like, its first big, like, I don't know, DMCA drama. Like, you know, not when they introduced the muting of VODs. It wasn't that long ago. I'm not that old. But it was, when like people started to get into like actual trouble, and there was a flagging system, and people's accounts were like, I mean, look, I'm not gonna say that was like a good system, that like a bunch of Twitch accounts got like instantly flagged for, you know, year-old VODs and you know, account termination was threatened. That wasn't great, but I still don't, you know, reside so far on the spectrum that I agree with my coworker, which he made the argument, like, how is anybody supposed to put a compelling and interesting stream if they can't play copywritten music they don't have the rights to? I don't go that far in the direction. Like, look, I'll still say that I think the, you know, current state of copyright laws, yeah, I don't, it's so overstated that I don't need to put my opinion. Obviously it's dumb. Obviously the systems in place, like, you know, what Twitch has, what YouTube has, are super in the favor of the rights holder, to the point that, you know, the rights holder can completely lie and, you know, claim videos that, or you know, streams that they don't have rights on. It's worse on YouTube, where, like, they can take the entire monetary worth of a YouTube video during its, like, you know, most important hours, which is, like, you know, the few hours immediately after it was released. So that's, yeah, no, I'm not going to say that that's great, but I'm also not going to defend, like, you know, I'm not going to say that you need to use copywritten content to, like, have an engaging stream. Although you can also make the argument that, like, what I'm doing right here is copywritten content, right? Like, I am playing a game that I don't have explicit rights to be streaming content of, but it's just, I don't know. I think it's very obvious what breaks the rules, and it's very obvious what doesn't break the rules, and while, you know, I don't agree with the rules they have in place, I guess I could have just loaded the save there. While I don't agree with the rules they have in place, you know, to some degree, you kind of have to abide by them in certain ways until certain laws get passed that are mostly out of our control, but it is what it is, basically. Anyways, funny, I basically what I'm saying is I don't really care about the music I play on my stream that much. I mainly do it just because I know that it helps my own, like, mind not be extremely, like, overbearingly self-conscious about any lapses of dialogue coming from yours truly. So that's the main reason I have music. It just calms my nerves knowing that there's, like, some audio being played that's not from my larynx. It feels a little bit better. Alright, I'm not getting the stuttery thing anymore. I didn't do anything to, like, try and fix that, but I'm not getting Bilbo stutter step, which is nice. It was, like, a really, really bad, I don't even know what you call that, trigger load. But still, you know, we're getting the job done here. I'm not losing my clip warp, which is nice. I'm not getting sniped by random goblins, which is nice. And I'm getting up here first try, which is nice. I haven't practiced any of this shit, but okay, I'm going too far to the left, which is bad. That's bad. That's something you don't want to do. I figured I might as well do a little bit of practice, both because I have the save here, and also because I kind of need it, as you can see. I think a series of things were going wrong during the races when I was trying to do this, wall walking, that is. I think my problem during the races was that I wasn't walking far enough out on the first invisible wall before trying to do the jump, which meant that my angle was fucked up, and now I incorrectly thought it was just the angle that was wrong. I'm changing too many variables at once. That's the problem with science. So I'm over-adjusting my angle, which was never really the problem. I think it was just that I wasn't walking far enough out, so let's fix that. Let's walk as far out as I need to, and then do my good angle, the angle that I'm used to. I was purposefully going farther left than I thought I needed to, because I thought I needed to. If that sentence makes any sense. English is weird. I mean, languages in general are, you know, an imperfect creature, aren't they? We do what we can because we must or something. All right, dude, I'm like, I don't know why I'm getting up here so easily, but I'm happy with it. See, I touched it, but I fell off. I fell off. Bilbo really fallen off lately. I'm not sure if I fell off because I didn't jump fast enough, like maybe that was a good positioning and I just didn't hit the jump button in time, or if I fell off because I would never be able to do the jump there. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully anybody knows what I'm saying. I feel like, I don't know, Hobbit's, it's something that almost nobody can get into, I think. I mean, just judging by, you know, any random people who used to watch me stream. Wait, what the fuck am I doing? Just judging based off of people who used to watch my stream and their reaction when they come into Hobbit gaming. It's, I don't know. I think it is like a very fun speedrun to watch, but at the same time, I also just understand that that's the nature of speedruns in general, is if you don't know the speedrun, you're probably not going to have any remote interest in watching the speedrun. Which is, you know, relatable to my endeavors in Lion King as well. You've never seen this game, but it looks nice and broken. It is. There's a lot of fun out-of-bounds stuff. There are a couple of cool-looking tricks, which, I mean, it's got everything that I think a good speedrun needs. Except, I guess, attention. Except attention being the big one. Oh, fuck. I missed the trigger there. I was looking way too far to the left. Did I get it? Oh, nice, dude. I didn't actually know it was possible to load that trigger if you missed it there. Nice. But, alright. I think that's good enough practice. I got it once. I'll try one more time. One more time, just for safety's sake. Let's see if I can get 2 back-to-back. But I'm pretty confident in it now. And plus, like, if I mess it up in the way that I was messing it up in, it's not that big of a deal. I lose, like, 6 seconds or something. I don't know the exact time loss from it, but I know it's not that big of a deal if I fail wall walking on the left side of the wall, so I can rest happily not soft locking a single time. That's a good thing. Hey, I'm Glow, how's it going? Doing a tiny bit of Hobbit today. I'm trying to think. I feel like there was something else interesting that happened that I wanted to talk about, but I'm so bad about this thing. This is why I keep, like, a little streamer journal that I am supposed to reference before starting stream, but I always forget to. My funny little streamer journal. I've got, like, way too many things in it at this point, because, like, I was writing in my quirky, funny little stream journal, during my, like, extremely long hiatus. And, you know, some of the more minor hiatuses, too. So there's, like, a lot of stuff that I was going to bring up to talk about that has, like, absolutely no relevance anymore. Like, I can think off the top of my head, there's at least a couple of, like, you know, just minor little anecdotes that happened to me that, like, I could pretend, you know, I could just pretend that I had the most eventful week of my life in, like, the past 4 or 5 days that I wasn't streaming. But those kinds of stories do lose a little bit of luster after you leave them cooking for as long as I've left them. I'll just pretend, you know? I'll just pretend like I had a really, really eventful week. Full of fun little anecdotes for you guys. I'm sure that approximately 20% of them are interesting or worth speaking about in any regard, but we'll see what I can do. I honestly just don't remember 90% of what I wrote down, but I imagine that it's got questionable relevance. That's all I can say. That's all I can speak of at this point. Alright, I think I practiced enough. I think I've done my due diligence here. I've made sure that I can do wall walking again. I've sorted out the kinks. I know what I was doing wrong. It's nice. It's nice when you've gotten so familiarized with a speedrun that you can, you know, problem solve your own issues. It's like the worst part of starting a new speedrun is just fucking up these tricks and not even being able to understand what you're doing wrong with them. But I think I'm getting there. You know, I think after, what is it, 5 months at this point, 4 or 5 months of streaming Hobbit very sporadically to defend myself a little bit, I think I'm starting to understand what I'm doing wrong. Hey, everybody loves Lion King. I mean, whatever helps you get to sleep at night, Dick. I'm surprised. I'm genuinely surprised that you're still at Lion King. I don't know. I guess that's just my fascination with people who can dedicate themselves to, like, a single speedrun in general. Like, it's not just Lion King, and I don't mean to hark on Lion King as much as it might seem I do at times. I don't know. It's an easy punching bag for me because it's like, I don't know, it's not a very well-renowned speedrun or anything. It doesn't have a super large community behind it. And I think that, you know, there's something to be taken away from that, and that, like, speedrunning is an interesting hobby for a number of reasons, but especially, like, I don't know. I guess it's just streaming in general is a strange thing to do. But speedrunning, and especially when you're speedrunning, like, you know, a childhood classic that you have nostalgia for, just because, like, you enjoy the game and want to keep playing it and, you know, seeing how far it goes. I don't know. It's in a weird space where I do wonder, like, how people stay committed and how people can, you know, put that much of their time and soul and effort into something that, for the most part, doesn't get recognized, which is kind of sad. Not to, you know, make you feel like your whole life is a sham or anything, Dick. Obviously mine is too. I'm fucking speedrunning The Hobbit. You need to be the best before you play something else. It sounds like entrapment. You think it's easier to berate SM64 speedrunners? I don't know. I get it. I get it with SM64 because there is, like, attention to be garnered there. Like, if you become one of the best SM64 runners, you will get noticed. Whereas, if I got a world record in The Hobbit, I'd probably be in the exact same position I'm in right now. Like, I mean, just look at Moose, who, you know, experienced a number of things that you would expect to lead to, like, stream growth, right? He very, very quickly rose to the top of the leaderboards in The Hobbit, got rated by, like, a prolifically renowned streamer, and he's same old Moose. Not to, you know, it's not like Moose did anything wrong. Like, I don't want to make it seem like, you know, that's his loss or anything. It's obviously not. It's just the way streaming goes. Like, you can do things correctly, or, you know, I mean, I think it's hard to describe what is the correct way to stream. I've tried to in the past, and I think that there are, you know, a number of things you can do to help yourself. But, like, it ultimately boils down, like, the best way, in my opinion, to do streaming is to just be known before you do streaming. Like, it's almost impossible to get known from streaming. A lot of people who are massively popular streamers either have been doing it since the start of streaming, where it was significantly easier to get recognized just by streaming alone, or have pivoted from something else and, you know, have people that have followed them from other avenues of the internet. But, yeah, obviously Moose didn't do anything wrong. It's just, like, I think it's a good case example where, like, you know, someone did pretty much everything right and also got, like, you know, the luckiest you can expect to get in this career. And, it didn't pay off just because it's such a game of chance, basically. Alright, bad clip, but at least the recovery was pretty fast. So I don't know. I mean, that's why I feel weird, you know, saying, like, I want to dedicate more seriousness, like, more serious attention into my streaming, when, like, I know that it doesn't work that way. Like, it's such a difficult argument to have with yourself that, like, you want to put more effort into something because you think you're good at it, and you think that, like, it's a fun thing to do that could take off, right? but also then have to rationalize with yourself that it does not matter how much effort you put into it. Like, it's not a one-to-one scale. You work harder, you get more out of it. It doesn't work that way. It's almost entirely chance-based. And there's something to be said, because I know people don't like that and hate that line of thinking. It seems defeatist, it seems nihilist. I don't mean it in that way. It's just realistic. Like, you can stream consistent hours. Like, say I work this like a 9-to-5 fucking job, streaming 5 days a week, or even 7 days a week, because there is like a precedent of people doing that on Twitch, of streaming, you know, every single day, which is like, I probably don't need to get into why that's an unhealthy life-work relationship, but, you know, I've seen people do that at low numbers and stay at those low numbers for years, which is, I mean, low numbers are relative, I guess, but, like, I've seen somebody stream every day. They have, like, hashtag stream a day in their title and everything. They get, like, an average of 100-something viewers, which is not bad. That's livable, kind of. I mean, it depends on how supportive those 100 are. I mean, if you've got, like, one sugar daddy that drops, like, 100 gift subs a day, you're probably fine, but regardless, I don't, about the livability, who cares? Point is, at least from the perspective I'm trying to get at this from, the context of the conversation, they've been doing that stream a day thing for, like, it's hard to think how long I've looked at their stream, like 3 to 4 years minimum, and they're still at the same, like, roughly 100 viewer average. So I mean, I don't know. You can also make the argument that, like, sure, they might be streaming every day, but just as a result of streaming every day, a lot of those streams are probably lower quality, right? And I mean, that's my personal reason why I think it's a bad idea to really push your nose to the grindstone, is if you force yourself to stream every day or anywhere close to every day, your quality in streams is gonna go way, way down. Like, there's no way you can keep up, like, entertainment for that long. There's just not that much to talk about. Alright, I mean, I don't know. I guess I could see why you would judge people for only picking SM64 because of the views, but, like, it's hard. Like, to actually get noticed from doing SM64 is not the easy route or anything. Not by any means. Like, to get high enough on the leaderboards where people are watching you because you're good at SM64, like, that does take, hours and hours of daily commitment. So, I don't know. It's hard for me to be cynical about that. I find it way easier to be cynical about my own personal experiences, because I, for one, am self-deprecating and think that's funny, and for two, I think it's easiest to talk about your own experiences, and, yeah, I just have personal experience speedrunning games that have almost no community, and, think it's funny. I don't know, I just think it's funny. I mean, yeah, I'm not saying that you can only get noticed if you are the best speedrunner either, because obviously there are a number of cases. I mean, the one that comes to mind, though I have disagreements with the guy, Clint Stevens, obviously, who was, well, I mean, I don't know. He was, like, good at Ocarina of Time. Like, he was second place for a long-ass time. And, did get good at Mario as well. I don't remember what placement he got. I think I don't know. I don't want to say a number that I'm pulling from my ass if I don't honestly remember. But, yeah, I'm not saying that you have to be at the top or even close to the top to get notoriety in a category, but I mean, I think to some degree with speedrunning, you have to get close at the very least. Most of the stream a day people you've seen are at like 5 to 10 viewers. Yeah. I mean, that is honestly like the saddest thing to me, because I know that doing that is soul crushing. And to do that for months or years and, you know, be in the same place is devastating. Like, I just don't recommend it to anybody. I hardly would see reason to recommend streaming in general to anybody, but especially not streaming every day or anywhere close to that. Like, if you have some fun things to talk about, it also depends, I guess, what you want out of streaming, which is like, I guess I didn't originally come into streaming with the design to be entertaining, but eventually it shifted towards that, because, like, what can I say? I'm just, like, naturally a hilarious guy, as many people are saying this. Primarily within my family group. Anyways, yeah, I mean, I didn't really come into streaming with, honestly, any goals or anything. I just wanted to catalog, and I imagine a lot of people start streaming not with the intention of continuing streaming, but for me, I was just cataloging my progress in Link to the Past randomizers, because I was getting into that and wanted some, like, record of improvement, right? Because it's easier to see improvement if you take note of it, right? So I did. I took note of it. And I could have just, like, you know, jotted down what my best times were or whatever, but or you know, just kept track of, like, an actual live split timer, right? But for whatever reason, I picked streaming as the thing I wanted to do to keep record of it. And, like, my first streams are still on my YouTube channel. I haven't watched them in, well, ever. I guess since I live recorded them, right? So I have to imagine they're complete ass. Like, I at least from what I remember, was not trying to be entertaining in the slightest. I was just playing the game, and maybe, like, talking about what I was doing, like, strategy-wise, with the randomizer. I honestly don't remember. That might be fun to do, to check back at, like, some of my first streams, to see, you know, where the narrative shifted, where I pivoted into trying to be entertaining. But at some point, that pivot did happen. You know, I can't say for sure when it happened, but I think it happened pretty early on, because I remember, like, out of the first, you know, 5 streams I did, one of them was already not a Link to the Past randomizer. Like, very quickly I decided I wanted to stream, like, other random games as well. And I don't know, at some point, I thought I would try and be funny about it, too. You know, the facts can't deny I've been largely unsuccessful in that, but I try. I try and you know, at least I try and you know, talk consistently, which I think I kind of always wanted to do, even in those first streams. Like, I think even when I didn't care about entertainment, I still cared about not being too silent, but I'm sure if I looked back at those old VODs, I would be like, you know, you wouldn't even recognize me. I wouldn't, I wouldn't even be there. But I don't know. What was I saying? Yeah, I guess it depends on what you want out of streaming, right? Because, like, for me, coming at this from the perspective of wanting to, like, provide entertainment, right? It can be fairly demoralizing if I feel like I have a really good stream. Like, for instance, I thought that the itch.io stream, the last one I did, was one of the best streams I've ever done. I had a lot of fun with that stream, and thought it was good from start to finish. There, you know, there are some hiccups, but I thought that stream went really well. And yeah, I mean, you know, I'm not afraid to talk about numbers. I feel like it can come across as, well, I don't know. Maybe I'm looking too far into it, but I can certainly see how it can disillusion people the transparency I have with numbers, and I guess when I think of talking about numbers, I come from a place that, like, no matter what my numbers are, like, it certainly affects my attitude towards streaming off stream, but I try my hardest to not let it affect the streams themselves. Like, it definitely gets to me, but I hope it doesn't get to the stream, is basically what I'm saying there. So anyways, I'm going to talk about numbers. The numbers from last stream, which, you know, purportedly is, like, one of the best streams I think I've done recently, were not reflective of that. The numbers were, like, amongst the worst streams I've done in the past few months, which sucks, but also, like, I know, and see, this is how I help myself, because I know I can't rationalize things like that. Like, it's literally one sample out of, like, a microscopic set. Like, it's so anecdotal. That was epic. That there's hardly anything useful that I can draw from that. But, it still gets to you in the moment, and I think that's the takeaway there, is depending on what you want out of streaming, it can seriously affect your mental health in, like, you know, even when you don't expect it to. Like, even when you prepare for it and you can rationalize with yourself that, like, these numbers don't reflect your actual performance, right? Like, I think my actual performance and how I, you know, I don't know how to define this, how I streamed, like, how good of an entertainment product that last stream was, I think was really high. And the numbers don't reflect that, because the numbers don't and shouldn't reflect anything other than, like, random chance and happenstance, right? Like, so it's, even though I think that I'm sound enough mind to work these things out in my head, I you know, I still get affected by it. I think it's impossible not to get affected by it. But I don't know. It might just be from the perspective of wanting to be entertaining. And if I kept that previous mindset I had of, you know, only doing this as a record of improvement, right? Which is, I think, to some degree how Moose sees his own streams. I certainly think it would be easier, but I don't know. I also don't know. I'm a little skeptical of how actually distanced Moose is from his own numbers. I personally think it's, like, borderline impossible to not get affected by them, but I'm also, like, a little baby, so it might just be me, right? That's kind of why I am, you know, interested in doing the streamer interviews, is because, you know, I want to actually hear from the, you know, the honest perspective of other streamers how they perceive these things, right? I, by the way, have Crix set up. I know that I said I was going to get a different guest on for an interview, but there were some back and forths, and they ended up deciding, well, I don't know. They didn't directly flat out tell me they didn't want to do the interview. They seemed interested at first, but then things got a little quiet. So I'm just going to leave them, you know, to their own business, because I don't want to be, like, a nuisance or anything. I got the impression that they didn't really want to do the interview, so I'm just going to go with Crix instead, who seems very excited to do an interview, and we should either stream or record that this Monday, maybe next Monday. When I say this Monday, I guess I mean next Monday, but Monday after. You get the picture. It'll happen at some point. So another interview is lined up. I know it's been forever since I did the one with Moose, but so anyways, what was I trying to say at the end of all this? Basically, I think if you can, if Moose is fully honest and that he can completely distance himself from numbers and exclusively streams for his self, basically, and is as a means of recording his progress and all of that, then I think it probably can not affect you as harshly, and you probably could do something like streaming every day. But honestly, I just find it hard to believe, and I think that nobody who actively does the stream a day thing is not being affected by it. I think everyone's affected by it, you know, even at the high ends of streaming. Like, it's a fucking toxic thing to do to your mental health. Like, the streamer pill comes with many downsides and very few upsides. Obviously, from the lower end point, you always have the hope that this could be a career, but it's borderline impossible to ever reach that status. So I don't know. I feel like you can trick yourself into thinking it's like a fun hobby to do, and that's what I do. You know, I'm in this myself. I'm complicit. I'm not acting like I'm any better than everyone else who streams. I am fully aware that I'm tricking myself into thinking this is a fun thing to do, only to, like, look at stats afterwards and feel horrible, but I don't know, man. I do genuinely, to pull the veil back, I have fun when I'm streaming. I think it's only after the stream that it gets to me a little bit. But I do enjoy streaming. And like I said, last stream was one of the most fun and enjoyable streams I've ever done. So I'm glad to be getting more into variety again, and this is why it's so difficult for me, is because, sorry, I want to read chat, but like I keep getting distracted by my own tangents here. I'll look at chat again. This is the benefit of having a not super busy chat. I mean, from the chatter's perspective, I'm sure it sucks. Sorry if you want your message to be read in a timely manner, but that's just not really how I do things. I'm like, I've got the brain of a big successful streamer whose chat flies at like, a mile a second, and I pretend like I shouldn't be paying attention to it, because I don't know. I feel like my streams are best when I am having my own internal monologue that's just like being vomited out into the airspace. Which is like, I don't know, maybe I should have gotten into making YouTube videos instead of streaming, but also, like, I feel like YouTube videos are even more difficult to get noticed in than anything else. I have done a little bit of work on my YouTube channel, just like a tiny little things here and there. Like, I changed the format. Like, I used to be super heavy in tags, but then, like, a few months ago or something, Twitch changed their interface so that above the tags interface, it says, like, hey, this is borderline, like, not even relevant to what you're trying to do. Like, you don't need to input tags at all. Which, I don't know. Previously, I thought that tags were, like, the most important thing to getting a video noticed, but I guess at some point they shifted into the main things being thumbnail and description. Like, description is where you should put all of your, like, buzzword tag type information in, basically. So I've been doing that wrong. I changed that up. I no longer put any tags into any videos. I put much longer, thoughtful descriptions on my videos. And thumbnails. I recently changed my thumbnail format so that it's less ass. And I used to come at it from the perspective that, like, if someone was subscribed to me... Well, previously I was doing, like, highlight videos and stuff more regularly, which, like, I don't know, maybe I should get back into doing highlight videos, but that's a separate tangent that I don't need to get into right now. Point is, when I originally made my thumbnail, like, layout or template that I would be using, I came at it from the perspective that VODs, I didn't really care if they were, like, clickable videos. Like, I cared more about VODs being, like, obvious that they were VODs than I cared about them being interesting-looking videos to click on. Which I've since pivoted from, because I'm basically only uploading VODs at this point, right? And if I care about, keeping a healthy, YouTube channel, which I don't really care about, but, like, anything helps, right? Like, if you're trying to get noticed doing this kind of thing, anything does help. And I've had that discussion about TikTok in the past and, like, other social media platforms. Like, if you have the time to commit yourself to these kinds of things, it is helpful. Like, I saw, like, genuine viewership out of TikTok. Only slight issue is that almost none of the TikTok viewership was translatable to Twitch, and I had, like, an entire separate discussion about that when I was playing Minecraft once, but aside the point. Basically, anything helps. So I've I've changed the VOD thumbnail layout to be more appealing. I basically just got rid of, like, the majority of the template, so it wasn't, like... I mean, if you look back at my old VODs on my YouTube channel, I would say a solid 50% of the thumbnail is just white, which is not super appealing to click on. Like, almost none of the subject matter of the video is present in the thumbnail. So I just made better thumbnails. But I mean, look, like, these are the good things that it's worth dedicating your time to if you care about doing something like this. The bad things, I would say, are thinking it's a good idea to commit, like, all of your life's time into always being online. I mean, for a number of reasons, that's, like, extremely unhealthy and unsustainable, unless you're getting 100 gift subs a second and begging for them. Slight shade. But I already talked about that shade. I don't need to go any further into that discussion. I don't like subathons. I'll leave it at that. I don't like subathons. If you're doing a subathon with purpose, I can understand it, but, like, it really depends on how you approach it. Anyways, I'm getting so far off the initial topic. I was gonna talk about my issues with picking what games I'm going to stream, because I have this issue frequently, and, like, I'm serious, that's like 90% of the reason I'm streaming Hobbit right now, is because I look at the numbers, and, like, Hobbit just does the best. Like, even if I think that Hobbit is probably the least entertaining content I make, I don't know, I guess there's enough people in the community that like watching other Hobbit streamers that maybe I'll just sit here for a bit so I can read chat. I mean, there's enough people interested in Hobbit that they'll just watch a Hobbit stream, which is weird to me, because, like, I care so little about Hobbit and put almost, like, no actual, like, active thought into getting better at the game, into, you know, getting a PB. I mostly focus on what I'm talking about and trying to have some vague representation of entertainment, right? So I don't know, it's a struggle for me when I think that anybody who enjoys watching my stream, I think would enjoy watching me doing anything, regardless of the game. And I know that that's, like, a bit of an extreme, because, you know, I say that for someone that I enjoy watching, like Northern Lion. Like, you know, I love the guy's streams, and I think he's one of the funniest people on the platform, but, like, I can't handle hours and hours at end of Super Auto Pets. Like, I just can't. So, I get it. You know, like, even if you think someone's entertaining, the game does matter to some degree. But it's rough for me when, like, I do care a little bit about how my stream performs numbers-wise, outside of, you know, how good I think I'm getting at streaming. So it's difficult for me to decide to do something like I did with the itch.io streams, because, like, games and demos is a dead category. Unless you already have some level of community when you go into streaming games and demos, or, like, there's a number of categories like this, just chatting. I mean, I could make the argument for any of the super popular games, too. Like, yeah, SM64 or League of Legends, right? Like, Valorant. If you go into these categories, like, almost nobody's going to come into your stream at random. There's, like, hundreds, if not thousands, of different people streaming in the category. No one's gonna scroll through, you know, hundreds of pages of streamers until they get to the one that's got, like, 2 viewers, right? So games and demos especially, because, like, it's such a vague category that it could be basically anything on display. It's difficult for me. Like, I love those streams. I have the most fun when I'm doing variety stuff, and especially, like, the itch.io stuff. But, like, I know that it's going to do nothing as far as, like, getting me recognized, and I try and not care about that. Like, I really do. I try my hardest to not give a shit and just do the things that I think are most fun. But if I have multiple streams in a row that, like, I'm putting out what I believe to be my most entertaining content, and look back to see that, like, nobody watched it, that hurts. Like, that... like I said, it's impossible to not get affected by that kind of thing. So I do feel like to some degree I kind of have to come back to a category that gives me viewership in some regard before pivoting. Which is why even before, when I was like just moderately getting into The Hobbit, I, after a few streams of seeing good numbers with Hobbit, I did Hobbit and then something else. That's what I'm doing today, right? Like, I get that a lot of people watch me because of The Hobbit, which is really funny to me, but it is what it is, right? So I'm a slave to the numbers, basically. I have no moral fibers of my own. I'm just a gear in the machine, basically. That's what I'm saying. I will now read chat for the first time in like 20 minutes. Sorry about that. I don't know if I agree with that. The notion that if you stream every day, there's no special feeling to the stream. Like, there's no excitement to it because you know it's always going to be there. Like, I basically exclusively watch Northern Lion. Like, I don't have too much free time to watch streams. So when I am going to watch a stream, it's just going to be the same guy. And he's there almost every day, which is, like, a godsend for me. Because, like, it's just, like, the most entertaining content. Which, I mean, again, is, like, I am the problem with Twitch. And I've said that numerous times, that, like, most people on Twitch just have, like, one or two streamers they watch. And that's it. Like, I almost never try and, like, delve into other people's streams. I'll watch people that I know personally occasionally. Like, I've tuned into Moose's streams a couple of times. I've seen bits of Crix's stream, but, if I am using, like, the small amount of free time I have to watch a stream, it's probably going to be the one that I know I can fall back on. Like, when I have watched Moose's and Crix, it's just because they've been live, right? Like, I don't seek out VODs. Rarely. Like, the only people's VODs I watch will be, like, I'll watch Northern Lions, I'll occasionally watch Tolo's VODs, if there's, something interesting I want to watch from Tolo, and Simple Flips every now and then. But that's about it. So yeah, I get it, That is, like, the primary problem with streaming, is that, like, streamers go for long hours. It's not like YouTube, or at least a number of YouTube channels, who will put, like, months and months into creating, like, a very concentrated, like, hour bit of content. Like, I mean, that's the majority of stuff I watch on YouTube, is, like, stuff like Nile Red, stuff like, William Osmond, who, rarely uploads, but he just uploaded another video recently. I watch content creators on YouTube that almost never put out new videos, right? So I can have, like, a lot of them, right? Like, I've got a huge subscription box of YouTubers, but I've got almost nobody followed on Twitch. And, like, a lot of the people I have followed on Twitch are just because I know them, right? Like, as far as people that I actively watch, like, VOD content from on Twitch, number is 3, maybe 4 people, right? So it's very difficult for, I think, streamers especially to get noticed. And I mean, I guess you could make the argument for YouTubers too, if they're doing, like, the old style of YouTube content, where they're uploading, like, multiple Let's Plays a day, but I mean, honestly, nobody really does that anymore, and if you're trying to do that and get noticed, you're going to have a very hard time. Similarly to streaming. It's just like there's so much content, and it's always there and always available, that it's hard to break your attention from the stuff that you know you're going to like. I mean, Smallant was somewhat known before he started doing that stuff, Hamglow. Like, Smallant kind of did the inverse. He somehow managed to get popular on Twitch, at least to the point where he got decent viewership every stream, and then he got hugely popular by putting more attention on YouTube. So, it can go both ways, but I mean, yeah, I don't know. I still think it's the better strategy is get known before you do Twitch, not the inverse of that. Yeah, I think you mentioned that, Hamglow, that you got affiliate and haven't streamed since. I mean, I don't know. Affiliate means almost nothing, right? Like, I've been affiliate for, I think, over a year at this point, and out of my history of subs, I used to have a couple of people who subbed to me regularly, but then I went on, like, you know, a 6-month hiatus, so I don't blame them for unsubbing. And, all of my other subs came from one stream I did. It was some celebration. I don't remember what I think it was just my celebration of becoming an affiliate. I did a 24-hour Maple Story stream, and I set a goal for myself. See, like, this is the kind of thing I'm talking about, where you can have, like, fun events for streams that don't have to be Anyway, I'm talking too much about the subathon thing. But I set a goal for myself, and if I didn't meet that goal, I was going to give out gift subs for however shy of that goal I was. Those are like, this is all the subs I've ever gotten. So, affiliate really doesn't mean anything. It's just like an arbitrary metric that Twitch recognizes you at. Not that recognition from Twitch really does anything for you either, because, as my friend Dick will attest to, he got banned with absolutely no warning just because his name is Dick. His legal name. Well, I mean, it's Richard, but you get the point. Need to do a rewatch reaction stream? I think that would be fun to check back my old streams. I know it's a Jerma bit. I know Jerma did it. But at this point, it's becoming a Simpsons did it thing. Like, it's hard to avoid that. Hey, Kyra. Thanks for the good luck. You can see I'm really into Hobbit right now. You want a streamer who can look at chat? That's my biggest issue with Hobbit. It's kind of impossible to look at chat. Like, I know I'm just not great at looking at chat in general, but, like, Hobbit is, I don't know. It's very, very active, and so looking away for a few seconds to read a longer message is kind of impossible. I mean, yeah, that's kind of what I'm going for, Dick. Like, I enjoy just my own audio. That's how egotistical I am. I think that my voice is the point of the stream. Which, I mean, I still like to have a game as a backdrop because I like playing games. But, I don't know. I think that the direction that I've tried to push my stream towards is more podcast adjacent than a typical game stream. I try, whenever possible, to not talk about the game, which might be annoying for some people. It also is probably definitely annoying if you actually care about me PBing. The fact that I don't pay attention to the game at all to even get past Overhill today might be frustrating, but that's just how I have fun streaming. You've made $50 in both affiliate accounts that you won't ever be able to say... Sorry. I have made $50 made in both affiliate accounts that I won't ever be able to say I've made $ from streams. Haha. Dick, you've got a way with words. You really do. Sometimes it can be difficult to decipher what you're saying. I think what you're saying is that, you've made 50 from the account, but it has not been delivered due to... I can't remember, because I pay so little attention to it. Does Twitch have a $100 minimum payout window? I think I remember something along those lines. So if it's just that you've never met the $100 requirement, I understand it. $100 withdrawal? Okay. That's what I thought. So, I mean, that... I don't know. You can look into it, especially being shitty just because of the ban, right? Like, if you, it's hypothetical, so it's definitely not the fairest way to argue something, but if you were, like, world's most poppin' off affiliate who made, like, multiple thousands of dollars, and then you got banned before you were able to withdraw on that, that would be, something to talk about. See, that, it's not really much of an argument. It is shitty. I mean, that's the main takeaway. It's that it's shitty that they banned you with basically no, dialogue or even an open dialogue to get your account back or anything. They were just like, hee, sorry, you're banned. Nothing we can do about it. But I don't know. The withdrawal, I mean, they certainly should give you the $50, because given your $50 on your new account, that could add up to something you're able to withdraw at this point, but I don't know. I don't think Twitch cares at all, so why argue against a brick wall, right? I mean, it's Amazon at its core at this point, and, I guess, like, I don't know. I understand why people were okay with the Amazon buyout at first, because, like, there were no negatives to start out with, right? Like, after Twitch was picked up by Amazon, like, for the first year, 2 years or something, the only thing that Amazon did to affect the site was introduce Twitch Prime, which was basically like, hey, people already had Amazon Prime accounts, now they can just give you free money out of Amazon's pocket. So that was pretty sick, but I think they did that intentionally. I think they were very methodical with the way they approached changing Twitch from the inside out. But I don't know. I can be as cynical as I want to about this, and I'm just preaching to the choir, right? Like, I don't think anybody is super thrilled with Amazon in general. This is an awesome clip. One of my best. One of my best. Alright, well, I don't know. I don't think I have too much more interesting to talk about. I thought I did, and I honestly, I don't know. I'm always surprised with myself. Like, especially lately, I feel like the neurons have been activating or something. Like, I've been able to drum up a lot of dialogue with almost no input, so, I can pat myself on the back with that one. I feel like I have gotten better at streaming, which is like, I don't know. It's just one of those things, right? Similar to the numbers. It's hard to rationalize. Like, you can get as good as you want at streaming. It doesn't mean anything. Which, I don't know. Yeah, that's another reason why, like, I think I said, like, I don't know, like a month or 2 months ago? At this point, it was probably, like, 3 months ago. We were getting, like, starting to put the wheels in motion to actually getting moved in together. My girlfriend and I mean. And I was having strong debates with myself as to whether, like, I should care about streaming. Like, should I keep doing this at all? And I don't know why I ended on the side of thinking it is a good idea and that I should keep doing this. Because, like, all things given, it's probably, like, an objective negative to the world. To have another streamer trying to be funny on the internet. That's why I made that really sappy fucking song on my YouTube channel. Well, song is hardly a way to put it. Fucking, Beatles parody. But, yeah, I don't know. Somehow I landed on it being a good idea for me to keep doing this. Because I do feel like there's some sunk cost fallacy a little bit where, like, I don't want it to feel like the, hours and hours I put into streaming amount to nothing. There's a little bit of, like, defeat you'll feel for doing that, for sure. Like, it's hard for you not to get down on yourself, just in general, for doing this as long as I have and seeing, like, minimal upward trend, right? Like, these are the things that do get to you eventually. Which, yeah, I don't know. We've talked about this enough. I feel like I can try and pivot. I did want to say, I think I was going to tangent to it, but then I forgot to, because that's just how my brain works. will bring something up and then not coherently finish that train of thought before it crashes into another train of thought. Hashtag quirky little ADHD things. This is why I refuse to get medicated. Copium. It's good for me. It's good that I don't medicate myself for my obvious mental deficiency. Anyways. Dude, I want to get out of Overhill. Get me out of here. I'm quick saving. I'm doing the world's most pathetic little baby run today. Yeah, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say... Nice, I just nailed it anyways. Legend. The reason I feel really bad about talking about numbers is because I've seen what it looks like when it gets too much. Like, I know what it looks like when people get too in their head about numbers, and it is really, really sad, and definitely compromises the kind of content that you're making. So I try and, at least when I'm talking about numbers, do it from, like, an inside baseball perspective, where hopefully, like, other people who stream, or even people who don't stream, can get some insight into what it's like, maybe. That's what I tell myself, at least, to make myself feel a little bit better about how, you know, whiny I probably sound. But, I don't even remember. You know what? I think I remember where I saw it now. This was like a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago. It was a while ago. I fucking hate the bets, dude. Let's say a couple years ago. And this is why, like, just in general, I mean, Twitter is a very sad and angry place to be in the best of times. But I especially just get really sad looking at the ever-trending. It just trends non-stop, dude. The ever-trending hashtag Twitch affiliate or hashtag Twitch streamers. You'll see some really, really demoralized, I don't know, like, almost some delusional, like, people who are at the ropes and, like, giving up. It's just, like, it's no place to look if you're trying to have a good day, but I can't help myself. And, a couple years back especially, I saw one that stood out to me, and has stuck with me ever since I saw it, which was, it was a streamer who... And I looked at their numbers, because, you know, I'm a fucking curious little freak, and I'll stalk someone to the degree of figuring out where they're coming from if their post is interesting enough, right? And their post was certainly interesting. Like, I don't know, the post that they put with hashtag, I don't remember if it was Twitch streamer or Twitch affiliate, doesn't really matter. But whatever their post was, it was, like, angry. It was all caps, like... I deserve better than this, and, like, I don't know. It was a very sad post of someone who was clearly, like, at the edge of giving up entirely, right? Not on life. I don't think it was that bad, but as far as giving up on streaming. And they like, it was a thread. Like, there were a number of tweets of them going into how long they've been doing it and, you know, all this and all that. So I checked out their channel, their YouTube channel, because they weren't live. Who would have thought? Dude, I'm walking so far forward here. Oops. Does this invalidate the run? Yes, it does. Whatever. Fuck. I should have known that, probably shouldn't hit the exit to main menu button. Whatever. I'm gonna keep practicing this, because I'm probably not going to finish a run today. Surprising absolutely nobody. This is like the first time I've played the game since whenever the last time I streamed it was. A Saturday and a half ago. Yeah, so I checked out their YouTube channel, which, I mean, they weren't just streaming. They had you know, bespoke created YouTube videos as well that they made just for YouTube. It wasn't like regurgitated content like the stuff I do, right? Also regurgitated? There you go. And I just clicked on their most recent video, right? To see where they were coming from, to give a taste for their content and what it was like, and to see if they really did deserve better. And it just made me sadder, 'cause the first video I clicked on, which was their most recent video, and they had their YouTube channel set up so that, like, on the front page of their YouTube channel, their most recent one is what's going to be, like, presented first and foremost. It was a Sims video, and I skimmed through the whole video, but the only part that was really important was the very beginning of it, because they didn't play the game, and I'm guilty of this too. Sorry, I shouldn't act like not playing the game is the problem when I'm literally fucking paused, just bantering to myself, right? But they didn't start playing the game until, like, the 20-minute mark in a 30-minute video. It's like over half of the video was them going off, and what they were going off on was ill-advised, because they just spent like 20 minutes picking out every single comment that was, like, even slightly mean towards them in, like, the past month of videos that they had made. It was just like, man, was it sad to watch that. To watch someone do that, to watch what streaming/YouTube has done to this person, to the point that, like, I'm sure they had good intentions at first and were, you know, actually making the content they wanted to make, but it gets twisted. Like, it's hard for it not to get twisted. Well, to that degree, it's probably not too difficult for most people, but I can understand how they got to that point, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. So I don't know. That's like my prime example of what I don't ever want to become. So hopefully I don't come across as, like, I don't know, too self-demoralizing or self-hating when I talk about numbers and stuff. I try and do it in a perspective that's, like, I don't know, hopefully just, like, a sincere amount of honesty is where I like to come from, or at least think I come from, because I do think about these things all the time, and so for me, it feels more dishonest to not talk about it at all. And I like having a fairly open and honest discussion on my streams, so why would I make exceptions to that part of my life? You know, obviously there are certain social things I don't get into. I don't tell you what I jacked off to last night or anything, but in general, I keep it pretty open. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, even if you did care, Dick, there's not much you can do about it. Like, you could send as many emails to Twitch as you want. I don't think you'd ever see that extra $50. Alright, I think I'm ready to move on. I think I've bantered over the Hobbit for as long as I can possibly sustain. Let's switch to Minecraft, where I could do a little bit of gameplay talking. I allow myself that as a treat. As a treat, I allow myself to talk about the game I'm playing sometimes. I don't even remember what the last thing I did in, oh, did I get a gold? Whatever, save the splits. Hopefully, yeah, no, my sum of best looks correct. I don't pay attention to my own fucking timer when I reset. I can't tell when I get a gold. Let's pivot. I don't think I have to do too much to pivot. Let's see. I think I need to do this. To do this. There you go. Oh, we're getting there. We're getting there. My input display is skewed for some reason. I don't remember. Oh, you know what? I think the last thing I played with this up was fucking Roblox with Friday Night Funkin'. All right, that sounds right. Let's move to Minecraft category. I'm trying to keep it short today. Intentionally for my own bowels, at the very least. You never know. I mean, I don't know. I feel fine now. I felt fine for the entire duration of the stream. But I know how food poisoning works. I don't want to risk it and then have to fucking vomit real quick in a few seconds. So, I'm trying to move things along at a speedy pace where possible. I don't even know how to open up the older version of Minecraft in the new launcher. That might be a problem. Hopefully it kept my, my templates for Minecraft. Hopefully. I can keep RuneScape music going. And also, I'm gonna do everyone a favor. I'll turn it up. I'll turn it up a little bit. I think 50 is probably a good volume where it's not too overbearing. I mean, let me know if it is super overbearing, but I think this sounds like a better volume for the music. Like, I could not hear it at all before, and now I can hear it like a little bit. I can hear it a little bit. Yes, okay, it did keep my templates for the older Minecraft versions. Nice. So I don't have to make an installation again. Alright. Let's do it. Let's do Minecraft. Dude, that was a quick pivot. It's not my fastest, you know? For all of the things I've improved at in streaming, I've gotten slower and slower at pivoting because I do that less often recently. I think I probably want to do... Oh, why did I... Ew. Gross. Let me delete that capture. I just don't like the look of that capture. Get out of here. Yeah. I'm gonna make a new capture for this. And you know what? I'm gonna be safe about it, because you never know with OBS, right? You can tell it not to display something when you're setting up a new screen region, and it'll just do it. It'll just be like, haha, here's your fucking Discord window, buddy. You wanna leak your DMs to everybody? So let's be safe about this. Okay, I remembered how to use studio mode. I'm a professional. I know how OBS works. Alright, this should work. You would hope. It's not capturing yet. Oh, there we go. Okay. Nice. Yeah. Okay. I think I can switch back safely. Transition. There you go. He's done it. Turn off studio mode. Isn't that beautiful? Okay. I've done it. I've officially set up a working screen region. Is everyone proud of me? I've gotten so good at this. Oh, I guess I can show the background on this scene as well. So I can line this up. There you go. Perfect. Couldn't be better.